When talking about Medicare Part B coverage, there are two distinct categories that your item or service need to fall under in order to be covered by Medicare. Today, I'm going to talk about one of those categories, medically necessary services. And it's important to understand if your item, test, or procedure falls under this category and what coinsurance you might be responsible for based on the service. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Jamie Banner, and I'm the founder of Medicare by Jamie. I'm a licensed insurance agent that works specifically with people enrolling into Medicare, and today I'm going to talk to you about Medicare Part B medically necessary services. So like I said in the beginning, there are two categories of services that Medicare Part B covers, and we're going to take a deeper dive into the medically necessary services, finding out what those are, as well as what you might pay to have these services covered. Before we get started, if you find the information in this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe and leave a comment down below, and we can start to take a deeper look into what Medicare Part B actually covers. So like I said before, there are two distinct categories of services covered under Medicare Part B. The first is going to be medically necessary services, which we're going to talk about today, and the second is going to be preventive services. Now, I have a whole separate video where I go over preventive services in terms of what's covered and at what level, and I'm going to link it down below. But like I said, today we're going to talk about those medically necessary services. So kind of big, most important thing is, what is a medically necessary service? So a medically necessary service is used to either diagnose or treat a medical condition. So we are past the preventive stage where we're trying to kind of fight it off before it happens, and now we are into it. So we are either diagnosing a medical condition that's just starting for you, or we're treating either a condition you've already had prior to enrolling in Medicare or have since been diagnosed with once enrolled in Medicare. Now, these don't have to be like chronic lifetime conditions. It can either be short-term or long-term. Doesn't matter as long as it's a medical condition treated by your physician. So now we know a little bit more about what kind of constitutes a medically necessary service. How about what you're going to pay for it? Because that's a pretty big factor, especially because this is very different than those preventive services. So the first aspect is going to be your Part B annual deductible. So Medicare Part B does carry a deductible, and it's an annual deductible. In 2021, it's going to be $203 per year, and this will be the deductible if you have original Medicare or original Medicare with a supplement plan. This is what you're going to pay before Medicare will kick in at all. And if you turn 65 in 2020 or later, there are no Medicare supplement plans, also known as Medigap plans, that will cover this deductible. So just know you'll be responsible to pay this before Medicare Part B is going to pay anything at all. And that's what I do. I assist people in finding the best Medicare supplement plans to cover you once you've paid this deductible, so you don't really have any other co-insurances to pay. You can always give me a call. My number is 833-65-JAMIE, or you can visit my website, medicarebyjamie.com. I'd be more than happy to work with you. There's no cost to you to work with me and use my services. But back to what we're going to pay. So we've paid the Part B deductible, the $203, and now we're going to transition into a split coverage. This would be if you had just original Medicare with no other supplemental coverage. So essentially, once you've met your Part B deductible, Medicare Part B is now going to pay 80% of these medically necessary services. So that's going to leave you responsible for 20%. So they pay 80 and you pay 20. 80 plus 20 makes 100%. So there's going to be coverage, but you are going to pay some out of pocket if you don't have something like a Medicare supplement plan to pick up those additional costs. Okay, so we kind of have an idea of what we're going to pay. Now, what exactly constitutes a medically necessary service? Well, you can look on Medicare.gov. There is a breakdown if you click what Medicare Part B covers, and it's a long list of a ton of conditions. I only kind of took a picture of the first 15 or so because it's a very long list. And even when you get to the bottom of that list, it still says, this is a small portion of the services we cover. So there's kind of a gigantic list of services. And if you've got a specific service, you want to make sure you know if it's covered before you make that appointment. So you've got a couple other avenues actually that you can use to make sure that your service is falling under medically necessary services and see what your out-of-pocket will be on Medicare Part B. The first one is going to be still through Medicare.gov. There is a service search, so you can type in test, item, service, procedure, whatever you need specific to you, search it and it will pull it up and you can see what is covered, if it's the 80-20 split, if it's not covered at all by Medicare, or if maybe it even falls under a preventive service with full coverage. You can search different services and see what's covered, what's not covered. Another option would be to check out your Medicare and You guidebook. So there's a big section in there that lists the preventive and medically necessary services, along with a little blurb about kind of what each service is that'll show you, again, what's covered by Medicare and what's not covered by Medicare. And I'll talk to your physician or provider who works directly with Medicare on what exactly they can use the service and what's not approved by Medicare. So the key factors you want to remember with medically necessary services are A, your Part B deductible does apply. So you will pay that Part B annual deductible, which again in 2021 is $203 before Medicare is going to pay it all. Once you've met the deductible, you're going to enter that 80-20 split, and you're going to stay that way the rest of the calendar year and then reset again in January. So pay off the deductible first, 80-20 split the rest of the year, reset all over again, likely a different deductible the next year. The other thing you want to make sure is if you're in one of the states that allows what's called an excess charge because your doctor does not accept Medicare Assignment, you want to make sure you're not going to pay an additional excess charge for these services because they can apply. Again, you want to just verify that your doctor accepts Medicare Assignment. I have a video where I explain exactly how to do that to make sure you're not paying more than you really have to. And most doctors do accept Assignment, so it's not a huge issue, but it is something you need to be conscious of if you live in one of the 42 states. That's a possibility. Again, I have a video on that and I'm going to link it down below. If you have any questions, you can always give me a call. My number is 833-65-JAMIE. You can also visit my website, MedicareByJamie.com. And if you visit my website, you can request a free Medicare supplement quote. Again, no cost to you to work with me. I'd be more than happy to go through all of it with you and get you set up on the right plan for you to start your Medicare journey on the right foot. If you found the information in this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe and leave a comment down below. If you stay tuned, I'm going to give you a tour of my website and show you exactly how to request that free Medicare supplement quote. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Jamie Banner, the founder of Medicare by Jamie. I'm going to give you a quick run through of my website so you can easily navigate and find all the important links and information I provided for you. So when we get started, we're going to be right on the home page, and the first thing you can see is you can request a Medicare supplement plan quote. And that's what I do. I assist people in finding the best Medicare supplement plan options for them. So if you go ahead and put your zip code in there and a couple other basic pieces of information, I can get you the best supplement plan quote in your area. Once we get away from there and we go up to the top, we can see the Resource Center. So if we click on the Resource Center, we've got a couple options under there. The first one's going to be Video Library. So when we click there, it's going to take you to a page that shows you all of my YouTube videos. So all my videos will be on there along with their titles, so you can easily kind of search through them and see what video you're looking for based on your current needs. There's also a button up there that says subscribe to YouTube. So that will take you straight to my YouTube channel where you can subscribe, comment, do whatever you need, and find all the videos you need. When we go back to the Resource Center, the next link is going to say important links. And that's going to be a ton of different hyperlinks that give a lot of information like finding doctors that take Medicare, maybe filing a claim if you had something, lots of different things that can take you out to show you things you can do for Medicare. And the last section is going to be guides and forms. Now, this one is really important. I've listed a ton of forms that are going to be very important for Medicare. Stuff like employer coverage forms if you're still working past 65, IRMA appeal forms, maybe if you need to check your Part B premium based on your income. I have all of that here, plus a lot of different informative PDFs that's going to give you as much information as you need in Medicare, because that's what we want. We want you to be completely educated on everything Medicare related so you can make the best and most informed decision. I've also got it up here where everything is divided into categories. So if you need to find something a little bit faster, just click one of these categories and it's going to narrow it down to things involved in that section. Again, if you have any questions, you can always call me. My number is 833-65-JAMIE. You can also email me at jamie@medicarebyjamie.com, or you can go to the website and hit the Contact Us button and you can send me a little information. I hope you found this video helpful and thank you for watching.